Hi again, this is Douglas Lucky Larson, and I wanted to talk about this article on getting a degree. You don't need a college degree. And we'll go over this very recent article. It talks about what kind of a degree really makes sense and what kind does not. Again, Douglas Lucky Larson, and I like to talk about retiring early and often and what that means to create a better lifestyle for you and your family. But this article, I think, highlights something that certainly you've heard about before, but this was just so timely and it came across my news feed that I thought, you know what? We really got to discuss this. So let me see if I can move these things around without moving these things around. All right. So college is getting more expensive by the year. For some students, a diploma isn't worth the rising price tag. Now, we've known that for a long time. I mean, hello. If I've got my pencil, let me come down here. I've got, let's do some green. Read way down here, especially for those in education and the arts. I mean, ever since I was young, what you always heard, hey, become a teacher because you love to, not because you're going to necessarily be paid well, right? Let's see. Engineering, good degree. You'll probably be paid well. But let's see over here. Psychology, yeah, probably not so good. I know some psych majors. Unless you want to teach psychology at maybe the college doctorate level, you're probably not going to work out so well. Um, Way down here at the bottom, there's some more examples. Um, Let's see, Princeton University gives students better ROI than the University of Pennsylvania, so the college does matter as well. We've kind of known that for a while, but it's not always just super obvious with the right Ivy League school. A major plays an outsized role, even at some of the most competitive schools in the country. UPenn finance major is one of the most lucrative programs in the U.S. Most graduates ranking in at over $288,000 by the age of 35. Pretty good money. However, film majors from the same school, on the other hand, make just over 45,000 by the same age. Yeah, duh. Okay. I hate to point out the obvious, Captain Obvious here, but I think most of us know that. I tell you what, if you want to not even go to school in the first place and end up with, what does it say here? The average person is close to $30,000 in debt for a basic bachelor's degree program. And, depending on the bachelor's degree, it might be worth nothing, depending on what you want to do. But be a plumber, be an electrician, diesel mechanic. Tell you what, huge demand right now. Those will pay you well, and you will have to get some education, some know-how, but it's probably going to be on-the-job training. You'll be paid while you learn as somebody's apprentice or get hired on some kind of a mechanic shop or something. I tell you, plumbers in some areas of the country right now are more scarce than doctors and lawyers, and more lucrative as well. I'll tell you what, I'm sitting on a staging lot in back of a rental property that I have. I'm here right now, and I'll tell you what, I had an emergency, a plumbing problem that happened maybe 2 months ago, and you would have thought that it was emergency medical treatment that my house needed. The quote that I got was $450 just to show up on a weekend. I think it was a holiday weekend. It was like Labor Day or something like that. And I was like, you know what? That's to start. Tell you what, I'll just show up and see what the problem is. In half an hour, I was done. I was out of there. It was a little, small drain thing, but it was overflowing. I got the tenants involved in helping to vacuum up a little bit of mess in a basement bathroom. And again, half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, I was in and out of there. But I just was not going to pay $450 for a plumber to show up and then bill me from there. So, anyway, do you need a college degree? No, you do not. If I was going to write a book about this, it would be Rich Grad, Poor Grad. Sorry, Robert Kiyosaki, that's a bastardization of your An incredible book. But Rich Grad, Poor Grad. I went to college. I went to college for something very specific in healthcare. And once I got out, gosh, what was it, 20 something years ago, I was making over $40 an hour. And I used that money and that good job to parlay into some real estate loans. I was able to qualify for some real estate. And I tell you what, it's made all the difference. My first property I ever purchased was my own home, and that was in Southern California, in South Riverside County. And after that, I moved to Oahu and then to Maui. While I was on Maui working at a day job, I was able to buy and house hack, live in one part of the house and rent out another, in a couple of different homes. And everybody on Maui said, "Oh, it's so expensive here. You can't possibly afford a home." Well, in 5 years, I bought 5 different homes. I sold the last home there in about 2006, and on every home I made quite a bit of money. A little scrimping, a little saving, but you absolutely could make it work. And I would venture to say that you can probably buy a house just about anywhere that you live. Unless you're downtown New York City and just starting out, I would say you can buy a home anywhere. You may have to be a little creative, but there are ways to do it. Now, is real estate always going to be the panacea, the thing that helps you retire early and often? Not necessarily. I know some Bitcoin billionaires. Wish I was one of those. But I think as far as being able to do something that is very predictably worked, year in and year out over the last, let's say, 3,000 or 4,000 years that we know of, real estate has worked out pretty well. So, predicting something moving forward, man, buy good cash flowing properties, just single family homes, or maybe a little duplex, or a home that can function as a duplex, and just make it work, and move on to your next and your next and your next. Now, I provide information and education, but not advice. You need to know what's best for you by talking to your own advisors. We call this infotainment. So just want to be clear on that. It's not advice. I don't know your exact situation, but I can say I know a lot of very successful people. Many of them have real estate holdings, and whether they have a day job or they've left it all behind and now they're retired or semi-retired, it very often starts with just a little bit of real estate and making it work, scrimping and saving just a little bit in the early stages, and by the time they're 35, 40, they are job optional, and it's a great feeling, let me tell you. I haven't had a day job in over 17 years. It's been really nice. Very flexible. Love you guys. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you again on another video.